Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 303DPK weather stripping. I have a piece of it here removed from the packaging. This is what it looks like. This is the 303 that's representative of the profile of what this item is. It's a 303 piece of perimeter gasketing or Astragal, I suppose. Wouldn't be my first choice to use a bulb type insert like this as an Astragal, but you do see them. We install them in pairs. You know, this bulb type is less prone to really mate up to the other bulb when you're using them as a split Astragal, one on each door. I'd prefer a soft brush, a nylon brush, or a soft pile, I suppose. But this could be used as an Astragal. It's probably going to be used as perimeter gasketing, where you're going to install it up against the face of the door or a window, whatever the case might be. And that's the 303. Now the D in the part number stands for dark bronze. That's the color that we have here. And then the PK means Pemko Prene. It's a synthetic rubber material used by Pemko. The 303 features this flap on the back side. And my opinion on the flap is that it's actually necessary to have the flap there. This is a relatively thin piece of aluminum, and I bet they found that encroachment of water on the back side of this between their mounting points. They found it necessary to have this rear flap. But I would definitely want a rear flap there because it will give you that seal underneath this relatively thin aluminum. Okay, and that's a Pemko Prene. The PK, you can do it in other inserts, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. The 303 is 1 1/8" overall. Okay, you've got 7/8 of aluminum, then 1/4 inch worth of the seal material itself. Okay, this is going to include screws in a complementary finish. Probably 6 by 5/8 would be my guess. This is, again, going to be used as perimeter gasketing. Very appropriate for sealing, you know, that Chicago bungalow basement door up the stairs and out to the backyard door. You know, that same home, the side door, the front door, your commercial doors, hollow metal doors and frames, wherever you want something that will prove to be effective and yet quite inexpensive, but with a better caliber insert than just vinyl in this Pemko Prene, which will be capable of a broader temperature range, very hot to very cold. It will be more capable of withstanding the effects of ultraviolet sunlight. Will prove to be flexible, but not take a lot of. It'll be flexible, and it won't take a lot of force to compress it, and it will find its original shape very well. You know, in addition to all of that, this happens to be a 24-inch piece. I don't know where this client, he actually has ordered 2 24-inch pieces, so I don't know where you'd install 2 24-inch pieces. You know, we get our clients are very, very capable of conjuring up the most unique and imaginative solutions. I just helped a client last week with how to insulate. The client built a doggy door. They cut a hole in their door, installed a panel actually, and this started off talking about double acting hardware and how they might hang it from the top and get the door to move. We then went from one type of hardware to a different type of hardware. I mentioned it might be nice to have rather than wood, take some, I think the door was 1 3/4 inch thick, take some 1 3/4 inch wide 1x poplar, cut a couple of grooves, build a 4-sided frame, install 2 layers of plexiglass, maybe or wood, maybe bias the interior space of that with some sand to give it some weight so that it would actually self-close and self-center anyway. But then the thought came, how are you going to weather strip that? And we came up with an idea of mortising to the sides and the bottom some T-channel that you could slide some soft pile into. Of course, Pemko makes all that material. So our clients, moxie would be the word that I would use when it comes to putting together ideas of how to solve problems. So where 2 24-inch pieces are going to go, your guess is as good as mine. Let's talk about the fact that this can be ordered in any length that you really want, with the exception of anything longer than about 16.5 feet. If you have need for a custom length, by all means, let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field the net length you'd like for us to ship the material out at. The reasoning is it will save you the trouble of having to cut it, but it will save you the trouble of having to prep that slotted hole here as well. And that slotted hole is extremely handy when you are putting on perimeter gasketing, because you want the ability to tailor the exact position of that on the frame or on the face of the door if it's a split astragal. And a split astragal just means this. If these were 7 foot in length or 6, 8, or 8 foot, I'd say, okay, these are a pair of astragals. When you install 2 of them like this, one on each door, that's a split astragal. You want to be able to tailor that. You know, the frame may not be true plumb level and square. The door may not be completely free of warp. So to tailor that position a little bit is very handy. It could be the difference between a door closing or not closing, or having, you know, a seal that's binding, preventing it from working, long time maintenance with you prematurely fatiguing the seal itself, etc. Plus also when you're pre-drilling those holes, that drill bit has a tendency to walk a little bit if you've not, you know, hit it with a center punch first, regardless of it being steel, aluminum, wood, fiberglass, stainless, brass, I guess, whatever you're going to install into. So those slotted holes are handy. They have the factory prep those there. Let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, now here's the item that we are looking at, or an example of it. Here's our drawing showing what it would look like if it was installed as a split astragal. This is what it would look like. Okay. Product brochure, let's click on that. The 303 is right here, right in the center. You can see the 303 is available with a silicone insert, S for silicone, PK for Pemko Prene, V for vinyl. You would only use vinyl if cost was the absolute most important factor. It is the least performing of the 3 inserts. Pemko Prene is good for, where would I use Pemko Prene over silicone? When I didn't have an obligation of something being used at an extremely high temperature. I like silicone for the top of a power generation plant in the American Southwest in the middle of August. Silicone stays flexible into the few hundreds of degrees. I'm not sure how well this Pemko Prene material will do that as well. You can also see that there's some acoustical rating that's happening. Acoustical rating that's happening here on the silicone. So if you have the ability, if you have the need to deaden the transmission of sound, you'd opt for silicone right there. Okay. Green guard, draft rated, sound rated, smoke rated, fire rated. Certified by the Builders Hardware Manufacturers Association. Also on this page are other variations of perimeter gasketing and split astragals, and it continues on for a couple of more pages. There's also now a link to the cut sheet. That's just going to be an exploded drawing, really, of what this looks like, and then a summary. And if you're using them as astragals, order them as sets, you know, of 2. If you buy one, you're only going to get 1. Let's also look at the installation instructions, and this is a fairly long document, except it doesn't say much. Measure again, cut to length, install. Not a lot of experience will be the best teacher on how to properly install that material. Then, of course, we have the MSDS, which just talks about the insert. Some people request that because they need to know what is contained in this material. Now, there is also, extended description information down below. This will be a summary of everything that we've really spoken about, except if you needed to purchase the replacement insert only, you can do so. That part number is PK47 and is available as a BL for black or GR for gray. The dark bronze is going to come in the BL finish by standard. Clear aluminum or mill finish would come with gray. There's a link below this video here to the manufacturer's page where we can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, which is here. as well as a link to the full-line catalog. Let's fire up the full-line catalog and let that load. And then we'll do a find function on our keyboard for 303. And the point of getting back to the catalog page where this is found, I want to talk about the different finishes available. So I've got a 303 silicone Pemko Prene vinyl. This is available in a oil rub bronze powder coated finish. 10B is oil rubbed, E is equivalent. This is a powder coated dark brown. A for mill aluminum. BDG bright dip gold. BSP black suede powder coat, that's a powder coated black. C for clear anodized. D for dark bronze. G for gold, it's less metallic than this bright dip gold. PW is painted white. Satin nickel is, SN is satin nickel. WSP is white suede powder coat. So that aluminum can come in all of those finishes. Okay. This catalog is 320 plus pages of all things Pemko. There is no manufacturer who has a singular, more comprehensive offering of gasketing than Pemko, and the quantity of pages is meant to somewhat infer that they have a lot of options. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In terms of the available diversity of products, that's to be sure. No other manufacturer has as many options as they do. They may not have all of the options in a particular line. They may not have the most variety when it comes to nylon brush. They don't. They have all the bases covered, and the only time that you might need to get out of the Pemko universe and go somewhere else for specialty brush is if you're doing a specialty project. We literally, not too long ago, had the San Diego Zoo call us for bristle, for nylon brush, and they needed the bristle length, you know, like 10-inch long, something extremely long. And I says, well, where are you putting that on? You know, because we've sold material to zoos in the past. The Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago ordered bristle or some sort of gasketing from us many, many years ago. And indeed, the San Diego Zoo was putting these on the bottom of the elephant enclosure, large iron sliding doors, and they just wanted to help prevent the movement of something from the unoccupied side to the occupied side. And that's what they were looking to do with that. Won't say on camera what they were looking to prevent from getting moved around, but you know, that nylon brush can be washed off with a hose pretty well. So Pemko didn't have a brush nearly that long, of course, but you know, how many elephant enclosures, you know, are you going to sell bristle for compared to someone just needing to seal the bottom of their door? But Pemko's catalog is so extensive that I use it as an idea book or a picture book sometimes, because most of it is just aluminum. And if it's not aluminum, it's stainless steel or architectural brass. And we will very often take different pieces and think about putting them together, cutting them, welding them, things of that nature. All of that can be done. So, in conclusion, if you have any questions on the 303 DPK, Perimeter Gasketing, or Astragal, Weather Seal from Pemko, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.